Bear.
Hello, folks. We are out here. We're doing it. Here we are.
Happening. This is it.
We're reviewing the year.
It's happening.
Yeah. 2022.
2022. This podcast has had 2 rounds in 2022. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
We're wrapping it up strong.
Crazy. Kind of like what Brandi's got going on over there.
Whoop, whoop.
Brandi is on Dick Clark's New Year's Eve. She's hosting.
Rockin' New Year's Eve.
Can't really hear the crowd. That's all right.
She's
on mute.
This is the thing, this is what Folkland is about. Okay? We bring the heat, we bring the joy, we bring all the fun stuff. So you guys need to follow us because
ready.
It's gonna be on like Donkey Kong.
It's gonna be lit, fam.
Oh,
Even if my mug says I'd rather stay in bed, don't believe it.
Yeah.
Actually, I wish I could record this from bed. That is what I would wish I could do. But
kicking up the old
That's
bear.
a different podcast.
oh my god, I just heard that after I said it. Brandi, you want to get the rundown going?
Let's hit the year in review rundown. Hey, Bear, on Nateland's year in review 2022, the guys took us on a trip through some of the year's best Nateland highlights and topics. Highlights and topics.
Hey, Lates.
Hey,
Lates.
Hello. Hello.
Bully
You
breakfast.
sound like you're from London.
Indeed, indubitably, it's going to be New Year here first.
You win. We suck.
Oi.
We have free health care.
Nothing's really free, London. Nothing.
We love ya.
A lady on the telly told me it was.
Okay.
All right, moving on with
Back to this. Bully Breakfast took some bruising at the water fountain as a kid, and no one was surprised. He recovered with bare-chested baby pics and one of the year's best looks, dressing up as the one and only Dusty Slay. The real Dusty Slay appeared from a blur, making his Nateland co-host debut this year. And let me emphasize, the folks are pleased. We revisited Cowgate and Nate's follow-up apology, and somehow we all still love him to pieces. We also got a ton of great Nate zingers from the year, including Grammy helmet head highlights. A little bit of a tongue twister there. Aaron's lost childhood baseball glove made its Milky Way back to him. So enough.
Yeah.
Bangles became the new
Bangles.
Bangles became the new penguin.
Penguin.
Nate's secret son, #Tate Bargatze. Peanut butter, Pringles, and heaven help us, wheels and doors and wheels and doors. Yee yee!
Yee yee. Hey.
Wow. I
That's
feel
a lot.
We didn't really get into elevators there, but that's okay. That's a lot of stuff to tackle, you know?
Yeah. There'll be a lot of elevator stuff next year, probably.
What kind of promise is that to make?
Jacy, feeling a little prophetic moment there with the elevators.
This year was the year of the squirrel. Next year is the year of the elevator.
When it comes to predictions, I think that I hope everybody's moving up. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
I listened to the squirrel thing maybe for the first time on the way home tonight. Like, I feel like I just tuned out a lot during that whole squirrel thing and heard something really funny for the first time. And I was like, oh, couldn't tell you what it is. So let's go ahead and read the ETP review of things Nateland didn't get to.
Let's go.
By the Folkland folks. Grammar matters. Things to which Nateland did not get. That's right. I corrected your grammar, ETP. Don't look directly at the lashes, but do call Jacy's board number, which I did shortly before JW did. Funny side note, someone asked me in real life this week, did you really call Bates's phone number? And I was like, wait, that was not his real number. Like,
Did you watch the whole thing?
Well, no, the answer's no. They never have watched anything. So
Okay, so go back and watch it. We're not going to tell you.
a fresh fat rundown with the PH, number stuff, venerable, still haven't looked it up. Audio issues are addressed. What? We see episode 1 of Jacyland. Jenland threatens to go solo, and Jacy learns her co-host names. Congrats, Jacy. Mama, Lincoln City was unnamed. Paper Town? I don't know what that means. A Yeti always comes back like bears. Goats, Exodus, aliens, math, and bones. Predictions, better guests. Shart, and Brian Chappelle.
Brian Chappelle.
I thought Nate was choking up a bit as well. I don't see where you people get this stuff from. Breakfast bites, but no baseball. And 12 degrees? What was that about? Anybody know?
It was
Take a look at the wind chill in today's picture. Maybe that's what that was about. Maybe I should have kept reading one more sentence. Merry Christmas, folks. Thanks, Eric. Merry Christmas to you.
And a Happy New Year to our very best reviewer.
And a Happy New Year.
Yeah. So, there was a comment on the Nateland podcast fan page on Facebook, and I wanted to.
I'm sorry, Brandi. Do you keep spinning that the whole time?
She's like this.
She's like. So anyway,
don't pay attention to the hand behind the curtain.
Listen, whatever tech works, okay?
I think it's works that needs to be defined a little more here. You could put a string on it next time.
We have no CGI in our budget.
Well, why don't you have one of your kids just come and twirl it every once in a while? Out of
She's like, you can't talk. The microphone's not for you. You just stand there and you spin this ball.
If you say a word, so help me.
You're just here to make sure this thing glitters.
You're a spinner, baby. That's all you'll ever be. This is great. Usually my things like this don't get as many laughs. You're a great audience, folks.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Angie from Wilkinson. Not Angie from Wilkinson.
Well, got a whole town named after you now, Angie.
Sorry.
She's elevating. She's in the elevator.
You got me all flustered. Whew, my brain is spinning. Okay, sorry. Okay, Angie Wilkinson from the Facebook group. I love what you said. My husband spent Christmas. Well, sorry.
Oh,
I don't love this part.
Let's change the tone a little bit here.
Sorry.
Somber filter.
Yeah.
I'm being really breakfast right now. All right.
Yeah.
My husband spent Christmas in the hospital. When I say Nate and the guys are a bright spot in my life, I'm not exaggerating. Yesterday, I had on my Nateland sweatshirt when I went to the hospital. I stepped on the elevator to head up to his floor and got a hello, folks. I let out a little gasp and said, well, hey, bear. We both chuckled. Elevator opened to my floor and I was smiling with tears in my eyes. Thanks for all the laughter, boys. Means more than you'll ever know.
I love this, Angie. I love this moment. I'm so glad you got that little smile.
I think we all feel that. We all feel those moments where it's been hard this year and something happens in Nateland world and it just, I don't know, it's just fun. And it
I especially love that she had a Nateland sweatshirt. I think that's the bright spot here because so many of us don't. And we're just waiting.
Super impressed by that.
Waiting.
Let me tell you. I sit here and waiting.
It's really hard.
Rusty Green waiting for his mug and me waiting for my sweatshirt. Times are tough.
Yeah, we know the guys are.
Jacy, if you're watching, please send us some sweatshirts. All right, next
you have 24 hours.
Compete with us or compete against us. You've till the end of this podcast.
So
the next
Alex,
comment.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're getting that? No, okay.
No, go ahead.
My turn. Alex Wilbur said, we use closed captions because my mother-in-law is deaf. Watching the best of today, let me tell you, the people typing at YouTube had trouble keeping up with Nate. This made me laugh so much. Because he's like, so the thing in the, I was thinking.
Yeah. And he's like,
That's
hold
fine.
on. How many times did he goes, hold on, we're getting to it. Wait, hold on.
Well, and then he like changes complete directions. Like he's driving his car this way, and then he's like, just stop in the middle of the road. And to actually back up a little. No, I want to go this way now. No, no, actually, I'm going this way, and I'm going to turn down here.
I wonder how many times they've typed, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder how they type. Blurp, dirt, burr. I love it when he says that.
Oh yeah.
Just a cow plodding along.
I got that visual of the little people inside YouTube, like inside our computers, trying.
We don't know what he's saying. What did he just say? Help us! Oh,
It all
is there a
equals
God?
secret genius, though, as you've pointed out before.
Secret genius.
Definitely.
What if can I just stop this crazy train for a moment and throw out a wild conspiracy at you guys?
Ooh,
Yeah.
please.
Can I do it? Can I do it?
Toss
Now
away.
we're gonna get a whole off track here, but
Throw it like a second base coach.
you in my brain goes somewhere that I can't. I was rewatching the best of last night and noticed that at the Zany's Live podcast, where I was there in person, Brian was told by Nate, reading the comments, to put the Irish Spring soap under his car. And he says, have you tried that? And he says, not yet. And then a thought occurred to me. He puts these comments in there. He would have already read that. But he just acted like he never
He's such a
heard
good
it before.
actor.
It's staged. All of it is staged. It's fake.
The entertainment world.
Can't believe it. And then someone
he said
pointed
something
out,
else when he was reading that comment. Like he was like, oh, like he had a reaction that cracked me up. He was like, like he sounded surprised. I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, we're putting on a little airs here.
putting on a show.
Yeah,
We're putting on a show for the crowd. I would like to say, though, shout out to myself. Was featured on that episode. You can, at 29 minutes, hear my cackle, followed by my shout out to Lauren Watson, sorry. Lauren Imsweiler Watson. They said, is she here? And I said, no, but we know her. And then Brian was like, you know everybody? That was me.
Yes.
Masterful.
Right.
Good crowd work.
But Lauren and I are actually from the same hometown. So I don't know her in person, but I know her in this group and I know where she lives. No,
That
not
is
like
a
her address.
folk feature.
So there you go, folks. Feature that.
Yeah, I just think that Brian, no offense, but probably does not have the best memory. Although I don't know, he knows all the counties, but I think it's with stuff that he
knows.
if it doesn't
where...
have anything to do with Lebanon, he doesn't know.
No. He knows details about fans. He's revealed this on the podcast.
That's true.
Here's an alt theory for this that makes it like, okay, there was an intern who could have put those comments together.
Okay.
And maybe thus Bates never saw it. So, Bates, we'd like you to comment like you did on this next comment that Jacy's going to read.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. So we had a nice comment from Mr. Brian Bates himself. So if you are still on the fence about Folkland, Brian is already joined. He's not. He's on board. So
He's our biggest fan.
He's told us multiple times. He says 2023. Why am I saying that weird?
2023?
2023, yeah. Predictions. Jacy sues the Batesville Casket Company for naming rights. She wins and the power goes to her head. Brian now has to pay her a commission fee to use the name Bates. Brandi sells a painting to a private investor and becomes a millionaire. She uses the money to launch a Christian cryptocurrency company called Shekels. Jen writes and directs Nateland the musical. It's a flop, and the production is shut down completely after Brian injures himself during the tap dance routine. Jen moves to Qatar. Is that what it is?
Qatar.
Never to be seen again.
Man.
I actually
Jen,
like that.
I'd like to recommend that you change Brian's tap dancing scene from on top of the Fiddler on the Roof. It might change your whole outcome.
I don't know. I think it's a keeper.
I think it should be changed to hip hop.
Bates. Never mind. Oh God. Why do the things that I go to say, they're innocent, but they will not be taken as such?
Beat boxing Bates. Boom.
But listen, if you do go with the Fiddler on the Roof theme, you've got it. It's written itself, because we already know that if you're writing Nateland the musical, that we've already talked so many times about Brian, going, getting it all big headed if he gets rich, and he's got that Tevye song, like "If I Were a Rich Man."
Yeah, but that's copyrighted, so I can't.
I know you'll have to make it hip hop.
If I were Nateland. If I were in charge of Nateland, I would give myself back the computer.
Okay.
I'd kick Aaron off of the podcast. Hey, this is Brian singing it. Okay, not me.
Oh, right. Probably accurate. I do want to also give a shout out to Arden G, who commented on our last episode and said, "I didn't know this existed. I'm so happy it does." We are happy you found us. Thank you.
We're happy you're happy.
Folk.
Awesome.
All right.
Great to have ya.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Year in review. Oh my gosh, it sounded like I said year in review. Year in review.
Well, that's one thing we're going to talk about at some point.
Hot piss?
I don't know. Did they bring it back up in theirs?
I don't
it
think
didn't
so.
come back up in theirs for the year in review.
I think they realized that wasn't the way to go, but it was a strong start with the toboggan debate.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
First time ever hearing those two before was on Nateland.
Yeah, toboggan or toque.
I have heard all of them, and yet, what do I call it?
Beanie.
Put on a hat. No, a winter hat.
I love when Bates said stocking cap.
Yeah,
I was like, what are you, in the Christmas Carol, Bates?
No, I think Aaron was like stocking cap.
And no one said anything else. I can picture him in a long nightgown.
For all of our Canadian listeners, the folks from Canada apparently had a hard time with this talk because they kept saying, how did they pronounce it? They pronounced it like
toque.
Or toque.
Yeah.
They kept saying toque.
No, toque. Toque is wrong.
Yeah, that's how they were pronouncing it on the podcast.
Is it toque?
It's supposed to be toque. What
did I just say?
Let's just say that toque is wrong, and that's how it was pronounced on.
Like toucan. Toque. Yeah, it's the opposite of juke with a T. Toque.
Toque.
Right.
So,
right.
To all of our Canadian friends and folks.
Sorry. I can't believe I literally said it. And then we forgot.
To your pain. Sorry.
All right.
Toque.
Kicking Bates's butt.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Especially.
We're going to have to go faster, I think.
I'm sorry, you're right. But Leanne Neufeld, especially you. I'm sorry that your ears had to put up with that. That's all.
Oh. Sorry, folks.
Boom. Okay. Kicking Bates's butt at the water.
Yeah, I mean, dude, why are you watering a plant at the fountain? You deserve to get kicked. I'm just kidding.
Batesville turning on Bates.
Oh.
Anti-Batesville. All
I
right.
think he
water
was
fountain.
anyway.
Water fountain. Cowgate.
Bowler Bates. You're a cow.
I love how
That's
they
what he said.
showed, Nateland's supposed to be a lighthearted place if you want to get away from it. And then it was like 80 seconds earlier or 80 seconds later or whatever.
Mhm.
He's like, you're just a cow.
Solve that
along.
problem.
So great.
Okay, so here's what's kind of funny about Cowgate. When I got to meet Nate last year, it was literally 2 days after Cowgate.
Yeah,
So-
Cowgate was the birth of Folkland, actually.
Oh,
Wow.
That's how
a
it
little
started.
trivia.
Yeah. We watched that episode. Uproar on the fan page. I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
And
I was afraid to
so-
listen. I saw the comments. I was afraid. I was like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh yeah. I mean, I watched it and I text somebody first thing and was like, "Oh my gosh, you're not gonna believe what happens." I mean, it was kind of like jarring, right? Like it was like, "Whoa."
A little
wasn't-
bit,
It
but
wasn't the clips that they showed, but it was just kind of the way he like was kind of yelling at him. I pay for everything. So, but it's like whatever, who cares now? But that controversy was what started all of it. And then we were like, should we have a podcast to talk about this? And our first episode was about regional differences, but we never showed
wow.
it. It was our still unaired footage. I bet you could find
Ooh.
it, JC. Maybe we should drop it.
It's in a vault
Ah.
somewhere.
Special
Like
treat.
on Indiana Jones, one of those big warehouses.
What?
Well, Brian did have a good comeback, and he said the Grammys determine you have to be the best in the game, and they have determined that he is not.
It sounded like Maury in that moment.
Oh,
Our lie detector determined that was a lie.
that was a lie.
Yeah.
Bengals.
Bengals.
Bengals, Bucks.
It's
Barks.
like one of those
Bob
times when you
Barker.
say a word for so long that it doesn't make sense anymore, and then like out of left field over here, Nick's like, the more we talk about it, the more I think it might be Bengals.
Bengals, Pringles.
Bengals.
Let's
He
try
said Bengals.
Let's try option 3.
What's option 3?
That's what he's like. Maybe
He
it's
said
Bengals.
Bengals. Yeah. He did say that.
Bengals. Bengals.
I say
Bengals.
Bengals.
JC, aren't you from where they say this?
No.
ESPN territory, yes. Connecticut. It is true. Nick and I are from the same home state of Connecticut. And we say Bengals.
Bengals, baby.
Bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
I
You know-
love Connecticut, but we really don't
Should
have,
ask my
class.
dad, like-
So we're like Bengals.
Without context, my dad grew up near Cincinnati. So without context, I should have quizzed him today.
Isn't that in Ohio?
Yeah.
What does that have
Cincinnati-
to do with this?
Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, I thought they were from Connecticut. Why are we talking about Connecticut?
I don't know.
Because Nick's from Connecticut.
JC, get out of here. You're just trying to be relevant. Go ahead, Brandi. Go ahead.
I'm just saying I should have asked him, like, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'll just ask Dad. But he's going to say, I like the Cleveland Browns, so what do I care?
And then
Okay.
you say the Browns are as good as poop.
the Cleveland,
eloquent.
and then like he'll throw me off, and he'll be like the Cleveland Bruins
Bruins.
instead of the Browns. You never know.
Bruins. Isn't that a real team, though?
No.
I feel like
Bruins?
this is like
All right.
as
Anyway.
much as I could talk about this.
Yeah, I think so.
Usually I'm the one to say that.
This is
somehow
I
I-
was waiting for you, but you kind of were
It's
encouraging
a
it.
hockey team. That's what it is. All
I
right.
will.
Oh,
Moving on.
another sport.
The
Let's throw
Bruins?
another sport.
I think we need to just jump straight to wheels and doors since we're already
Exactly,
so heated
We've
up.
already talked about it more than JC can hear.
Wheels versus doors, JC.
That's
What do you
it. I'm
think?
gone.
I actually loved watching this part
Um,
again, even though I hated this topic, because I felt the way Nate did. Like, this is so stupid. Why are we talking about it? But I loved watching, like, hit the progression. And I think it's just he really didn't want to have to use his brain, and it was like forcing him to use his brain.
Yeah.
He was.
He wouldn't mind if he thought there was a point.
Yeah. Why couldn't you use this time to like get jobs? Cure cancer.
I mean, it made me think of his joke about being at the Chromecast on Greatest Average American.
I laughed, but I don't know what.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm sorry.
The millennial. That's what it made me think of.
I'm sorry. I felt bad for laughing because I didn't know what you're talking about, and I just felt really fake right then. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But how about when Nate says, you have to go chasing down every wheel. He's like, I've got so much money in the door game, and you're just tired. You can't even make it to the debate center.
Listen,
my aunt has a knee with a wheel.
Yeah.
Another wheel.
Wheel.
Listen, I'll tell you one thing. Aaron has all his money in Lego wheels. All his money's in Lego wheels, and how many wheels the Lego company produces a year? And if that is somehow discounted in this conversation, his game is over.
Makes me think of Dave Chappelle. You guys got any wheels?
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to say I was on Nate's team like most of it when I first heard it, and then when I reheard it, I was like, I actually understand Aaron's point, and that doesn't always happen, but I think Aaron kind of made more sense with the wheels.
I don't. Like, for a moment, I lean that way, but I'm looking in my house right now. Jacy, level with me. Door here. Cabinet door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Water heater door thing. 8. 2 doors on there. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19. I got 3 doors staring me down. 1, 2, 3.
I mean,
4. We're like up to like 20 doors.
That's true.
And I don't have a single wheel in here. I don't have a chair with the wheel. I don't have a Hot Wheel. This thing ain't turning. So.
That is true. That is true. But that's part of the debate, right? Cabinets, filing cabinet. Are you
I don't want to have
drawers?
a debate just
is a
for
drawer
a debate.
door?
I don't care for
A
this
drawer's a door.
discussion.
All right.
Anymore.
So let's talk about squirrels. How about that?
I don't care for it any more than Nate cares for the first time he ever saw Brian with his shirt off.
Yeah.
Baby's
I care
good.
for this less than I care for Brian's nipple. And that's saying a lot.
I don't care for it. Put her back in the car.
Why was it so hairy? That's what I want to know.
Listen, give this poor guy a break, okay? He'll take all the hair he can get.
Brian, maybe you should take a little hair from here and put it up there.
Okay.
Calm, everybody.
Do you remember on the Batesville Instagram, Brian shared that AI mock-up of him on his page, and I reposted it, and I said not even the AI would put a little bit on top for him. It's like, even the AI was like,
gosh.
Sorry, son, I ain't helping you there.
I sent that picture just to someone so that when they open their Instagram, they could be terrified what they saw.
Oh, but his eyes were sparkly.
Poor Bates. You know what? I didn't think was as funny and as worthy of a best of moment. Maybe this is a controversial hot take, but syrup in the waffle maker, guys. I didn't think it was that funny.
I think it was just because of the bomb being dropped of the reveal.
Yeah, the reveal. That's what
because
was funny.
I don't think anybody knew that it was breakfast. Yeah. And the fact that breakfast messed up breakfast for everybody else.
And
yeah, that's funny. But
a breakfast mistake by breakfast. That
he said the number was counting down.
Yeah.
Hashtag Chase Bargetzi.
Again, not a best of moment.
Have we all met Chase?
I actually don't think I have any of the times.
You haven't met him
before they talked about him on the pod.
Oh, really? I met him afterwards. Yeah. And it was weird because poor Chase was waiting at the merch table over at Northampton, and it's an old theater, and it was a room separate from everything because that's how it is. And the door to the bathroom was in that same room with the merch. So people were waiting for the bathroom and someone step out of line to buy merch and then go back in line for the bathroom. And I was like the first one in the line. And he's standing there at the table looking at the merch table, but I'm standing in line looking at him at the merch table, then looking at the bathroom door. And we caught each other. We caught each other's eye.
At me?
We caught each other's eye. And I was like, how many people are asking if you're Nate's son? And then that kind of broke the ice.
What did he? You're not going to tell us what this is.
Oh, yeah.
Jacy.
He was just.
This is like the baseball glove.
He was just like, oh my gosh, so many times. It's ridiculous. I was wondering what was going on. And he was just kind of like out of his mind. Yeah, I think he eventually found out because I think somebody in the crew probably told him.
I think I'm going to go up to him.
I don't think he watches Nateland.
Say, you're Nate's son, and I'm your mother.
See what he says.
I'm only 30, so I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah, but it was really funny. Yeah, good time.
So the baseball glove moment was great. I really felt like I hated it.
Yeah.
In real life, but then when they cut the clips together, it was much more enjoyable to hear Aaron overpromise and underdeliver.
I agree. I liked the way it was edited out, like the way it was cut together, because it was more fluid. Because when we were watching it in real time, we're like, dude, what's going on?
I find really the coincidence, the craziness of the coincidence of it being found in the first place is pretty crazy, especially by somebody who he had just given his number to. That's a little crazy.
I know. Steve Byrne.
And living here in Indiana, when that aired, I was like, maybe I need to go be a good folk and help this guy out.
Well, it was funny
not close, though. It's not
much
close
Aaron didn't want help.
Shedding.
Yeah.
Like, he was like,
sorry.
Nate kept saying, well, maybe we'll go have a folk get it for you. And he was like, no, all right, And then it was like, people, we've got the glove. Please stop messaging me.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't help you again, Aaron. Sorry.
It just reminds me of back when he was getting married. And he was saying he still hadn't picked out any of the gifts for his guys.
Yeah.
And then he goes, yeah, I had a lot of people message me, but I'm all set. And it's like, well, how are we supposed to know? Because you keep dragging your feet, Weber.
Again, you bring your problems. You don't want solutions. What are we here for?
Come on.
Not even in the Facebook group anymore. Peanut butter and Pringles. Let's talk about it.
I'll tell you one thing, Milky Ways don't have peanut butter.
They don't.
It's their weak point.
Do Milky Ways have caramel all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
what's
that's
weird? I don't like caramel, but I really do like a Milky Way.
It's all right.
I love the creamy mousse-like center.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
I think like Snickers for me, the peanuts kind of break up the creaminess. So I do like that. But
a Twix, though.
The folks really like their Snickers. I'll tell you that. We had one of the folks had posted a poll. I think it was Jacy. Is that right?
Yeah, we've had a poll before, and then this must be the new poll.
Yeah.
I know they did a poll back when the episode came out.
There was a lot of
classic
Snicker
Nateland fashion.
Lots of Snicker.
Double polls. Poll cats.
Could take a Snicker and, I could pass my Snickers up.
I'd snicker at a Snicker.
Jelly is the future.
Jelly's the future, folks.
I just love how super serious.
Snickers coming to you soon via Greg Warren.
Well, it made it funny because he was so serious about it. That's
I don't
what
know
made
why
it
you're
funny.
laughing.
He goes, I just explained it to you, and I'm going to explain it again. Yeah.
I love when he says, now you sound like my father.
Yeah, you're not a real salesman. Chip's doing fine without you.
What are you, my dad?
Aaron said door to door. Peanut butter salesman going door to door.
You know what this topic makes me think of, because you have a typewriter in the background, when Nate asked Brian, is that how you used to do the news? You get it and you type it out on your typewriter and then you hand it to him? Jacy, you better type us something before this episode ends.
It does not work.
I just won't.
We can't find ink for it.
I mean, why would you bring it on here if it doesn't work?
It's all for show.
All right.
Hold on a second. I did want to say
Up 2022. One of the big highlights when we added Dusty Slay to the pod.
that's true. Yeah.
It was
I approve.
Rewatching the clip, I was like, that wasn't a big build up to it, and the blurred out thing was kind of weird. And I was like, this was a weird moment. I feel like
I still thought it was funny. He's like, Aaron, you want to guess? You want to take a guess?
Your sister's friend that she used to work with, the Bigfoot expert.
That was
Yes, we got him.
good guess. That's it.
I like how Dusty was like, even I was kind of wondering who was going to be the next person.
Oh my gosh. I do have to say, I loved when Nate was, sorry, just to talking about the let the squirrels know you're white trash, going back to that part of like, you put your radio. And,
I listened to that and I was like,
flashing
man,
radio.
Dusty needed to be there for that.
I know. And then Nate goes, that they might listen to the pod. Do you think they smell weakness?
Yeah. The squirrels, that was, yeah.
I feel like Dusty should have been there for all this squirrel talk.
Yeah.
I agree.
Grew up poorer than all of us, which is nice.
I wanted to apologize if I seem distracted. It's because I keep like thinking about going and getting some peanut butter and a spoon now. I can't. Go ahead.
No,
move on.
you can't eat on this podcast. They will let you know how much they do not appreciate
even if
you
it's
eating
Jif?
on here. Nothing. You can't eat Jif. Can't eat Skippy. Can't eat Peter Pan. None of it.
Definitely not Peter Pan.
You can't eat on here. What is she eating? Is she eating right now? You know what? No, I'm just kidding.
Scandals and animals.
Closing my laptop. Dag nabbit.
Nate meeting Seinfeld.
Oh, Brandi.
Hey, that's a pretty big deal.
Hear the sucker.
Huh? What?
You can hear you sucking on that sucker.
Lollipop.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop.
Ba-bum-bum.
I can't do it.
It's pretty amazing,
I
though,
can't
to
do that
get to meet
either.
Seinfeld. I am hoping that we see Nate in an episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
He would be
Yeah.
perfect, but also probably not the normal. But are any comedians normal? I don't know.
Oh, no.
No.
Of course not. It's what makes... Yeah. I'm a weirdo, and I'm not a professional comedian, but I really appreciate comedy.
Well, hey, Bear.
Hey Bear. Hey Bear. I guess it started with a comment from folk Paul D. When he said, hey Bear should be the response to hello folks.
Hey, Bear. What did they
Yeah.
say? Let's go, Bear. And they're like, no, that we're rooting for the Cubs, and that's not okay.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, Bear sure did come back all throughout the year. After that, though,
Can we not
There
talk
was-
about this?
there
We
was
could
a
not juke it.
juking of the Bears. There was Bears on clothes.
We don't look,
Bear.
Brandi.
You telling me-
Brandi.
You
Brandi.
telling me we couldn't get away from the Bears? You telling me Barry Sanders couldn't get away from Bears?
Are you telling me that you're going to sit here and recap all these Bear posts? And you lived through this another time.
She's sweating from her brows.
I'm telling you,
You
it
telling
was
me-
it had to be mentioned in this year in review.
It
Enough.
had to
Go
be.
ahead, I was going to say it. Enough.
Enough.
Yeet.
Aaron freaking out on a fan at Nate's taping. So
Sarah Chia, enough.
Can't wait to watch it and see the man that he
yes,
freaked out on.
they said that he's sitting like right in the front.
Third row.
You can see
Third
Aaron.
row.
Yeah.
I want to see the guy like laughing and having a good time, and then the next time it cuts to him, he's like,
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. He's like awkward.
and Aaron's just like, yeah.
He's like, he's got to look like sitting next to old fun sucker over here.
That's what we called my mom growing up.
Oh.
Fun sucker.
Oh, that's sweet.
Family memories. Compass, though, we didn't have that, so
Compass, I thought was I thought
not.
it was hilarious because I never heard that.
I thought you were going to say you didn't think it was worthy of a best. I guess this wasn't a best of, though. It was just a year in review. So did they review? They didn't review every episode.
No.
So just kind of highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise Compass made it.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to make sure we got some Dusty stuff in there.
Didn't want
which
to feel left out.
That was funny though when he said a compass on the top of his walking stick, and you're like, huh? Little compass on the top, like
Little what?
what?
A compass.
Compass.
But you do say compact mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So that's they didn't
But I
mention
don't
that
think
because they're
compass.
men. So
This episode. I mean, yeah. The
What was
last
that?
cross section of America.
what's that, Jacy?
I have no idea.
Come again?
I don't know.
I'm so over this topic because I just feel like he's just what's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Give me a moment. I'll have to think about it.
All right. While you're talking about that, we will talk about something else. 911 here. It's Dusty again. Calling about
Have any of you called 911?
Never called 911.
911.
That's for sure.
Dusty, is that you? You going to the fish fry this weekend?
I think I've called it maybe twice, maybe 3 times.
I just can't find the word. It's like pompous, bumbit. No.
Bumpus's dogs.
Bumpus
Bumpus
News. I didn't watch that movie this year.
Aw.
Sad.
I would like to watch the second edition, but it's on a service I don't have. So
Second edition. What are you talking about?
I'm lost.
Follow up movie.
Christmas Story. There's a follow-up movie.
I told you about it.
Wow. Are we surprised I don't remember? Can you tell me again?
This is a fail like the soda floating experiment.
Okay, that's a nice transition, but it wasn't as bad as that. But yeah,
That was
Watching-
pretty bad.
watching it back, I was like, why did we ever allow this? Why was this a thing that happened?
I really felt bad because I know Brian probably had the cool idea to do it and it didn't work out. Classic Batesville fashion. And
Batesed it,
breakfast, you tried, buddy, but you blew it.
but he nailed it when he dressed up like Dusty,
He did. It was
and
good.
that was good.
He did. It's like I can't talk with this thing off. Ooh.
I mean, by nailed it, he did not at all look like Dusty, but he looked like Wayne or Garth. Garth
A
from Wayne's
combination of Wayne and Garth.
World. So nailed that, and we all laughed and loved
Garth
Yeah,
Slay.
got a laugh out of it.
it. Yeah, Garth Slay.
And speaking of breakfast, we had us a few breakfast bites this week.
Wait, y'all, that
Jen's
moment
favorite.
when Eleanor came on the podcast and he
Yeah.
said, "Bye, honey."
Oh yeah.
Very sweet.
I
Very
said-
sweet.
Episode.
I said on there, not me wishing Brian Bates would give me a bye, honey. Bye, honey.
Oh, it was so sweet.
Cameo.
It wouldn't be the weirdest one I've asked for. That's for sure.
I'm sure. So the names I've heard him called this week, I've seen in comments, Papa Bear, which I thought was very sweet, Briar Patch, Barney, Brisket Basket, Bravardia.
What's that mean?
I have no idea, but somebody called him that.
Bardia.
Brinkstrunk. Wait, Brinkstrunk. I can't say it.
Brink's truck.
Yes.
But I like what you said better.
And I called him this when he commented on our episode, Betty White Bates,
Betty baby.
who obviously we adore and love, and we miss.
We
very
do?
much.
A classic.
Betty
if-
White.
What if I didn't? You just spoke for me and you don't know my views on Betty White at all.
Well, I'm assuming because, love, like, Golden Girls is the last cross section of America,
Oh
but for
my
TV.
God. You got me. Boom.
I'll tell you, the last cross section of America, folks, is Dolly Parton, the last cross section entertainer of America, where we can
The
all come
last
together.
cross section of America is my fridge.
Hmm.
Come on.
Now I'm
It's
hungry.
the refrigerator. Everybody knows it. I almost got a Lazy Susan to put in my fridge. I was at the grocery store and I saw it and I thought, here's your moment.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you meant a lazy boy.
Ah.
A lazy Susan. Why so many things called lazy?
Well,
And who's
Human.
Susan? What's wrong with you, Susan?
maybe Susan was a girl who said, I'm not going to hold all your items and rotate them around so everybody can see them anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm done being a
Mhm.
showgirl.
So
And
she's our hero.
She stepped and they
All
were
right,
like,
Susan.
what are we going to do to get back at her? We're going to invent this invention that spins around so it shows us all our items. We're going to call it a Lazy Susan.
Hmm.
And Susan's out there and she's like, do you think this hurts my feelings? No.
Spinning like Brandy's disco ball.
A disco ball Susan.
Look at that magic.
Woo! I feel good. I think we killed it. I think we're good. I think we
Yeah.
did great.
That was
45
fun.
minutes. Maybe people will listen to this. Follow
Listen up,
us,
folks.
like us.
Happy New Year. We're so glad you joined us.
Oh, what was
Peace.
your favorite moment? We were supposed to talk about that. What was your absolute hands down favorite Nateland moment 2022?
Go ahead, Brandy.
I am very biased on my favorite moment. My favorite moment is when Nateland talked about Folkland.
I told you can't say that. I
I'm
told
sorry.
you.
I'm not going to be ungenuine. That's my favorite moment.
Are you
for
my lazy Susan?
He said we were very, very funny. And by golly,
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. A whole lot.
Dadgummit.
Favorite moment.
Well, now that you made it all about us, Brandi.
My name. I made an impression on the man. He said Brandi.
That is true. He kept forgetting my name and said your name multiple times.
Well, my favorite moment was when my comment got read about duct tape.
There you go.
It's not my favorite moment, actually.
What's your favorite moment, Jen?
Well, I was going to stick to the terms and conditions, which we all agreed upon, even if
I
we
don't
didn't say
think I
it.
agreed.
But it would definitely be the Greg Warren stuff.
That was a
But
good
if I had to
episode.
pick, like, just anything, I don't know. I haven't thought about it that much. We didn't talk about elevators, so maybe someone should say that.
This is my favorite moment
Oh, was it really? Your
because
favorite moment?
I think that people forget that they are really, really, really good friends in real life. And so
Yeah.
a lot of what happens in the show is a show. And if you ever have a best friend, you always rag on them and you say things. I mean, my cousins, my sister, we say probably horrible things to each other, but we are just silly. And they're comedians, professional comedians. And Brian, of course, was going to kind of go along with it. And he knows, you know, Nate's not trying to be serious. But anyways, I just thought it was funny to have him not there and make a joke about it. And then Brian come in.
In other words, what Jacy's saying, you bunch of idiots, it's a joke.
It's a joke. I mean, I think people
just-
forget it's a comedy podcast.
I dumbed it down for you, just made it real simple.
Yeah. I'm trying to be careful with my natural sassiness, but
I'm not, so.
I blew it.
You blew it, buddy. That's another
Joy.
2022 highlight.
Enjoyed it all
I know, that
year-
was good.
all year round, and I look forward to the next year, folks.
Smell you later, folks.